Could be. We're talking meditation, aren't we?
We are. We are. How would you define meditation? Like, what does meditation mean to you?
I use meditation as a way to find peace, calm, and quiet within my mind. And I do that by focusing on my breath.
For me, meditation is quieting the mind, becoming still, being able to shift my perspective on things that are calming for me.
It is possible to be in a state of flow, peace, and meditation at the same time. Yes or no?
Yes, it is true.
Yes. Let's go with video games. The way you're communicating, movement style, just being ready for the next thing, time just disappears because you're not even taking a moment to overthink a situation.
What you're describing sounds like it was taking place cerebrally.
There's also gut and chest. Like there's a full balance of
It's a full body experience.
It's a full body experience.
Is your heart racing?
Pause.
You're on time.
Look at your turn.
You're on timeout. You stay over there, sir. Hit me with news and noise if you think. Research shows that 10 minutes a day of being in meditating, being in flow actually gets you 80% of the results.
That's news. I think that's something people should be paying attention to. It only takes a little bit of time to implement things that can do a ton of good work.
I think I got a second news. It really does not take that much time throughout the day to just have a more relaxed, calm, just control over your demeanor.
Most people do not even take this on because they build it up to be something that's not in your head. I don't know how to do it. I can't sit for 10 minutes. I'm in my head. You don't dance to get to a place. You don't dance to get to a destination. You dance to enjoy the freaking song. You dance to enjoy dancing. That's what meditation is.
Welcome to the Good Life.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the Good Life Visual Audio Podcast. I got Stu here. Say what's up, Stu.
What's up, guys?
Got Kabi in the building. Say what's up.
What up, though?
And as always, I'm Chris. Again, guys, we're diving into how to design your life with extraordinary health, wealth, and mindset. Find us wherever you listen and watch, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. Leave us a review. Leave us a thumbs up. Share it with somebody because we got another good one for you today. Kabi, we're talking meditation, aren't we?
We are. Extremely important topic. I think we hear a lot about it, but I feel like most, probably myself included, just are a little misinformed. So we're going to try to clear a few things up today.
That's right. That's what we're going to do. Before we dive in to the beginning of our show and some client stories, we want to remind you that we have our mid-year event coming up. You're going to get much more information on this as weeks go by. But again, we held a beginning of the year event earlier where we got a chance to get in depth with people, get a chance to sit down and get into an intimate setting where we could actually give you the tools, the tips, the things that you need in order to perfect or get better in the areas of health, wealth, and your mindset. And we're coming back and doing it again. This time, July the 24th. It's coming up. It's Sunday. We're going to get you all the information. If you see there on the screen, that ticker that's on the bottom, bit.ly/TGL mid-year. That's the sign up. Go ahead and sign up for the event. Share it with a friend. Dana, I see you on. I know that you were there last time. We had an amazing time. Let's bring more people this time because we really have great information to get you. Gentlemen, what do you got to say about it?
Incredibly important that you're there. If you want to elevate your life, we are putting our blood, sweat, and tears out there for you to really try to provide something of value. And we're hoping that you'll come and take advantage of it.
Right.
Absolutely. Well put, both you guys. I think, we had our first event in January, and what was cool is we kind of had a bit of a community for the first time where we brought in a lot of people that know us through social, potential clients. So we got a lot of good heads together for just a great event around health, wealth, mindset. We're going to be doing it again in July. We've already done it once. We're perfecting the process, and we're going to make sure that you guys get more and more out of it each time. This is literally us. Like, we've already started weekly planning meetings for this. Like, we're literally bringing as much information as we can to you guys in this atmosphere. So if you want to go ahead and get 6 months worth of TGL content in one setting, this is your opportunity.
That is right. And Dana's already saying yes. She's bringing them on. She's making making it happen again for round 2, our second
Dana.
one. So again, we dropped a ton of value. We want to keep dropping value. You guys are going to see a lot more from it. But again, there's a sign up bit.ly/TGL mid-year. So go ahead and sign up, guys. Now into the show, some client takeaways, some client stories. Again, just to preface this, all of us are seeing people, individuals and groups throughout the week. We just happen to come to you as a collective and share kind of the things that we've learned and things that we have seen. So myself in the wealth side and the financial side, Stu in the lifestyle engineering side and the executive coaching side, and then Kabi over in the health side and wellness side. That is where we spend our time throughout the week. So we want to give you the stories and the things that we're learning, because we know if our clients are already dealing with this, the people we're talking to, someone else can probably get value from it. So Kabi, you want to dive in with a client story?
Let's do it.
Takeaways?
Let's do it. Let's do it. So, this week, the thing that I want to bring and offer is something I see quite often. So not a specific client. Don't worry, clients. I'm not talking about you. Talking about the collective. Something I see quite a bit. When people come to me, they'll usually tell me they'll try to rosy up the picture, right? Oh, I don't eat that bad. Oh, I try to run like 3-4 times a week, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Guys, no need to do that. It's okay. Wherever you are is all right. There's nothing wrong with wherever you are. And the fact that you're even taking a step to try to get to where you want to be, not where necessarily you think you should be, but where you want to be, I think is incredibly admirable. So I want to remind you guys that you don't need to, and let me use running, for example. I hear that one quite a lot. You don't need to go out for a run to be considered healthy. Particularly, and I hear this too. It's like, oh yeah, I broke my ankle like 3 times over the years. I tore my hamstring. I tore my labrum. I pierced my heart. Like all these weird, like not weird, all these fairly like, oh, yo, you had a serious injury, but people are trying to still try to do something and run and go out for a run. You do not need to go out for a run to be considered healthy. Right. I actually made a post on this earlier today. Guys, you could simply go out for a walk, an intentional walk, where you pay attention to your breath, where you ground your feet, where you use that as a time to meditate and be within yourself and your body, where you go for an extended walk. And it could be almost more beneficial. In fact, I wouldn't say almost, I would say definitely more beneficial than going out to go huff and puff and struggle to run a block, walk a block, run a block, walk a block. Okay. And like building off of what I said last week is also check your intention. What is your intention? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to get back years of making poor decisions and it's one full swoop, or are you trying to progressively build a lifestyle that's going to get you where you want to go day after day after day after day? So the same sort of energy that clients use to like beat themselves up, right? They like beat themselves up. That's the same type of energy that actually holds us back, all of us back from taking those steps day by day by day, because like, oh man, I didn't make the right decision with food for breakfast. So for the rest of the day, it doesn't even matter. I'm just gonna go ham on everything. Oh, no. But if you take it step by step, you say, you know what? I didn't quite hit it here, but that's all right. On the next one, I'm gonna do a little bit better. I didn't quite do it there. That's all right. On the next one, I'm gonna do a little bit better. Oh, I did do it here. I'm proud of myself. I'm gonna build on top of that. And I think this is so important, guys. You do not need to be somebody else's definition of whatever healthy is for them. Let's sit down and talk about what works for you, what works for you, and let's build a systematic map to get you where you want to go. And that's my takeaway or giveaway for today.
It's huge, man. That's huge. There's so many people that can get stuff from that. So thank you for sharing that, man. Stu, what do you got?
Let's see. For my client takeaway this week, I had a client that I've been seeing for about 6 weeks now, who continuously has to know the why. He's obsessed with finding the why, and everybody kind of goes through figuring out their own mindset and way of looking at the world in their own way. And I think understanding and being able to look into the past and grab some lessons learned, or help, be a little bit informed on how your environment shaped who you are, can be useful. But to continuously live in that place, it can become a very talk therapy and venting type of problem solving approach, where you're really not focused too much on trial and error in the present. And slowly but surely, we've been able to shift this guy from, he's working with a therapist as well, and both of us have been able to shift him into this place of more trial and error. And really what's been getting in the middle of that is just a lot of fears of just becoming somebody new. It's scary. You're used to operating in a certain way. So I would say my client victory, or I guess giveaway in this sense, is for those of you out there that are always listening to the podcasts like us, always reading the books, always just trying to stay informed. It is a part of your developmental journey, but you also have to get into trial and error. So whatever you hear today about meditation, or from wealth, or some of the mindset stuff from me, just remember that you have to get in the arena. You can't stay in the stands and just continuously wonder how you got there. There has to be this effort to get out on the field. So I would say that's my giveaway for today.
Huge. Getting that on.
Love that one, man. Love that one.
Big deal. So those are good, guys. I appreciate you sharing. From the money side of things, this one's going to be pretty straightforward, but it's literally like the conversation I've had to have with maybe 75% of the people that I've sat down with, to some degree. Like, most people need to go make more money. It's just kind of the way it is, right? And when we boil it all down and we get down to like where we're saving, or where we're spending, or where we want to invest, and all those types of things, and we're really kind of picking at the money a bit, a lot of times, and this is again just what I've seen with a lot of the people I'm sitting down with, it really comes down with making more money, having a mindset that like actually you can go out and create more. Whether we're sitting down with a lot of entrepreneurs and people that are have the ability to control their income, so to speak, right? We have to always remind them that instead of playing defense, playing offense is important. Yes, you can shore up all of the expenses and make sure, right, there are no holes, and make sure spending's good, but you could also go make, 5 times your revenue, 2 times your revenue, right? Just double up your money. That becomes an option also that I don't think enough people that are in control of their income actually move towards, right? So that's been a conversation. But the other side, those are the people that like also are working a job, the corporate athlete, right? The person that's actually like in corporate America making things happen. A lot of times sitting down with you also, it's the same thing. Even if you make good money on a W-2, you still might need to make more income outside of that in order to make your dreams come true, in order to make your investments go, in order to make the things happen that you want to make happen. And so that has been a common theme. And I think as we head into, for those of you that don't know, right, we're heading into a recession. We're already in a recession basically, right? Because the market's been down. We're going to stay there for a bit of time, most likely. Having the mindset of understanding like, well, I got to go make some more, because right, things are going to keep going up. I'm going to keep spending, but I have that ability. I think it's a conversation that not enough of us have, but that's a conversation I've been having with a lot of the people that I sit down with. So that's the giveaway for all of you. I think it's just about time to go make some more money, guys. That's it.
Hear, hear.
That is never a bad idea.
Never a bad idea. So
Can I get a go?
Yo,
on
and
to the show.
Chris, I saw this. This is new for everybody out there. I saw this the other day, and it was a throwback to the very first time that Ash called you out.
That's right.
These clues. So
what episode was that? We got to figure
this
out
is
what.
going to be the new thing I just flashed whenever we make that noise.
We got to figure out that episode and then piece that up.
Hey, if you guys have some, if you're listening to this and you know a way to introduce some sounds into the show, let us know. I'm sure we could probably look it up, but I'd love to have something on the desk or something. We can clap. They got one of those hand clap things, or whatever it is.
You remember?
I might grab a bell.
You remember those buttons from
Cowbell?
Staples that were like "That's easy" or "That was easy"? The easy
Yeah.
buttons.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yep.
We need something like that, but with multiple things to say.
on the client victories, that was easy.
Yeah, right. That's it.
That's well. All right,
But anyway,
gentlemen.
guys, dive in.
Let's make it happen. Listen, let's start off by asking. Obviously, today we're talking about meditation for the corporate athlete, and I think this is incredibly important, under discussed, and probably understood, as in understood, not stood over. That you see. Okay, all right. So as we talk about this here, and for you, maybe some of that was over your head, but we'll make it happen here. So let me start out, man. I want to ask you guys, how would you define meditation? Like, what does meditation mean to you? How would you define it? What is it? And I want to make this a minute each. Let's or less than a minute each. Let's just keep it tight. Let's go. Pound, Chris.
Oh, got it.
Stu.
Thank you. I think I've got like so many things coming up right now. I think to define meditation, it would be the art of becoming more present. And I think a lot of people kind of take different intentions with that. But what's interesting is there's so many different kinds of meditations. I don't remember all the different questions you just asked, but for me,
how would you define meditation for you?
That's for me personally. I use meditation as a way to find peace, calm, and quiet within my mind. And I do that by focusing on my breath. So to me, it is becoming mindful.
Cool.
Chris?
Cool. I could probably sum it up by just saying, for me, meditation is quieting the mind. It's becoming still and just being able to shift my perspective on things that are calming for me.
Got it. Now, guys, this is, I'm not quizzing you because I am no expert on this. What I'm hoping to do is guide a discussion. So these questions are not to fish for the right answer, but it's to fish for your perspective as corporate athletes and as individuals who are always seeking to grow. What this means to you, because if I gotta imagine what we come up with here, a lot of people either feel the same way, think the same way, or are struggling with the same thing. So that's my intention for today. I wanted to make that clear as I pose these questions. Not like it's not the normal circumstance where I'm about to like deliver something in terms of like, based on this research, so I got two more questions for you guys, and it's one is, how would you define peace to you? I think a lot of people, if you ask them, what do you really want? After they go through like, a beautiful partner and money, they eventually get to peace pretty quickly, or like some version of that. So what does that mean?
Peace. And I said this to you off camera before we got on. I was like, man, these are big questions. Like, this topic is big, right? Like, when you really dive in, that is the thing that we're looking for. For me, peace is like fulfillment. It's the thing that keeps coming back in my mind is like, all is well with my soul, right? Like, all is just at rest. It's at ease. Like, yeah, there are things that may be challenges, but peace is just this calm, this sense of able to kind of get through and know that things are okay. But yeah, like, peace, it's such a big definition. Like, it's such a big thing. But that if I could attach something to it, it would be that. It would just be that things are well, things are good, things are able to be as they are.
Got it.
That's beautiful. For me personally, I would say it has to do with, like, peace is the ability to have trust in yourself, similar to what you were saying. Trust in yourself to understand how to handle what life throws at you. And I think that's part of it. And then the other part of that is not necessarily having a quiet mind, but having a mind where you can bear witness to it and recognize that whatever's happening in your mind, you are not that. You are witnessing these thoughts, you are witnessing these feelings. You have a calm, grounded approach to being able to just maneuver through those, recognizing, kind of like what Chris said, that everything's going to be okay.
So, I think both of those are, and to your point, Chris, both of those are a little lofty. And I think I get what you're saying. What I hear is I heard confidence in a way, or some sort of assurance in a way, or some sort of, yeah, actually, that's what I heard. Things are going to be all right. It's going to be fine. I am not that. I know a little bit of the watcher going on here. Right. And it's still, quite frankly, if I remove myself, and I'm hearing this stuff, I'm like, it's still kind of vague. Still kind of vague. But let me ask you guys another question. So, and you can clarify upon the previous questions if you would like. But what does it mean to be in flow? And you could take this opportunity to clarify, but we want to keep it moving here. What does it mean to be in flow for you then? What does that mean?
I take flow as like peak, like kind of peak state, like top performing, just no other cares, no other, right? Like you're operating, you're clicking kind of at all cylinders. Things are good. You are right in alignment. Your health, your mind, what you're doing, how you're doing it, like all of it is in alignment. So you're at the peak of right performance.
And Chris, real quick follow up to that before Stu answers: is that chaotic or not? What you just described?
I don't believe. No, I believe
Okay.
flow feels like flow, like it's ease.
Flow feels like flow.
Flow feels like flow.
Okay.
Flow feels
Wait,
like
You must sell insurance.
title of the episode.
Go ahead,
It's
Stu.
what it is.
I think flow is there's this aspect. I'm trying to think of this way to like give you like a straight punchline of an answer, but flow is this art of getting so deeply lost in what you're doing that time becomes insignificant. Like time just does not matter, and you are just in the zone, tunnel vision on the task at hand.
That's good.
Okay. All right. So yes or no?
No.
Yes.
Corporate, it is possible to be in a state of flow, peace, and meditation at the same time. Yes or no? Stu.
Flow.
Yes. True.
Chris.
It is possible.
Flow, peace, and meditation. Yes, it is true.
Follow up then. Give us an example of a time in which you have achieved this state, or you have been in this state, this tri state, if you will. What were you doing? What was happening?
Preparing juice was one of them.
Just a random day, just out here preparing juice?
Oh, you mean like an exact moment?
No, just give us a little bit more. Give us a little bit more.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's see. I'm actually going to go a different route with this. Juicing is one. However, I'm going to go down the sporting video game route. Let's go with video games. When I am in the zone, when I've got two teammates, you got the whole thing, like the way you're communicating, movement style, just being ready for the next thing. Time just disappears because you're not even taking a moment to overthink a situation. You're just trusting your gut and your intuition to guide you based on an infinite series of learned lessons and experiences. You're just literally moving as if like your soul is doing everything, but your mind is not really at the helm. It's like
let me bring it down real practical for a second. What were you doing? What are you doing?
Trying to stay alive. like just combat situation.
To be clear, playing video games, correct?
No,
Hey,
real life.
I gotta clarify for the listeners.
This is actually my announcement that I'm a method actor.
Okay, so you're playing a video game in
Yeah.
which you're trying to stay alive.
Yes.
Okay, got it. And it's something you're really and that's the situation you're describing. And what you're describing sounds like it was taking place cerebrally, like in your head.
Oh man, it's not just that. There's also gut and chest. Like there's a full balance of.
It's a full body experience.
It's a full body experience.
Is your heart racing?
Pause.
Is your heart racing? Ignore this man. Ignore this
I
man.
know.
Let's try to get something out of this.
Out of flow here. Yeah, I think. Oh, I think it. No, not when.
What's
not
your
when
heart
you're at
rate?
peak
Is it
flow.
high? Is it low?
I think at peak flow, your heart rate is fine. It's like when you stop and realize what has happened after a certain play on the field or after a certain play in the game, like that's when your heart rate gets kind of elevated because you're like, holy shit, did that just happen? Like, so I think while you're in flow, your heart is mildly elevated, but it's not like thumping out of your chest.
What were the
Okay.
three
Okay. Well,
things
tell
again,
us.
bro?
Hold on 1 second. I'll come to you, Chris. You're on time.
Look at your turn. Look at your turn.
You're on timeout. You stay over there, sir.
I just got questions. I want to see.
So the question we're asking is, tell us a time in which you have been able to achieve. You said it was yes, it's possible to be in a state of meditation, a state of peace, and a state of flow at the same time. Tell us what that looked like, right? What were you feeling? What were you thinking? What was your heart doing? What was going through your mind? What was your body doing? What was going on? Tell us exactly what was going on.
It kind of feels like you're possessed in some of these moments.
Uh-oh.
Like you're not literally like
All right.
cognitively, logically processing through the tasks.
Okay.
I think for me, it's just this feeling of like some part of you is taking control aside from the logical mind.
Okay. I thank you, man. I appreciate that. Let's go to this guy over here, and let's see if we can get a serious answer out of him.
I don't know. No.
Tell us a
really.
time. You said it's yes, it's possible. So tell us a time.
It's yes, but again, these are big questions, man. You ask really these are lofty questions, so you're gonna get lofty answers because it's not simple. But let's break it down a bit.
What is this? What is this?
Hold
What
on.
is this?
We're rebelling against the question master.
60 minutes with Brian Campbell. What are we talking about here, dog?
It's Brian
Just
Gumble.
answer the
It's
question.
Gumble. Anyway,
It's gumbo?
Gumble. Brian Gumble. Not Campbell.
Gumbo, like the soup?
No, Gumble with an EL.
Oh, well,
Anyway.
the soup is a little bit better.
Probably right. Listen, meditation and flow, yes. But to my definition of peace, right? I think of peace in a different way. But here when
What's the difference?
I don't know how to articulate that, to be honest. But like here would be my example, because technically I've experienced that kind of on the journey that we've been on the health side of things. When we did that, I don't know what you call it. Could be like the circuit, like the 30 days push pull.
Yeah. 21 days push pull.
Yeah,
Followed by
days.
the 30-day push pull challenge.
Yeah, where you do like increments of 5 all the way up, right? Yep. And so in that process, and I'll let you explain it if people need more education on like kind of how we're doing it. But you get to a place where you're doing like 100 squats, or you're doing like 150 push-ups, right? Like you're doing this amount, and like you're unconscious because you don't think you can do that many. So it becomes this meditation, like meditative state of just knocking out 5 in a row. And you're not really thinking about it. Very similar to what Stu says, kind of like something else takes over. You're not really cognitively thinking about doing the thing that you're doing. It's happening. It's being in a meditative state that also puts us in flow. It put me in flow, right? I'm working out. I'm feeling good. I'm maximizing, right? Like my squats and my push-ups, and it's feeling good for my body. I'm in flow. But the peace side of things, right? It's like, how do I incorporate that? Could that have been a time that I was feeling peaceful because I was listening to, good music, or listening to something that was keeping my mind in the game? Or was that not it? But that would be the closest thing I have to like all 3 of those.
Okay. Okay, got it. So, guys, in a way, I think we want to pull from that exercise to get to what I hope people can take away from this episode. So let me ask you a couple yes or no questions. Were you guys sitting in a meditative stance, if you will, pose
No,
during this? Yes or no?
no,
No, not for most of them, unless it's meditation.
Okay, so you were not sitting in lotus position.
No,
no, no,
Okay, were you guys have your eyes closed during this?
no,
nope,
Were you paying super close attention to, let's say you're counting your breath?
yes.
nope.
Oh shit, no, that's
No,
meditation.
no,
Yeah,
really.
I was like, that was a lie.
Yeah, no,
And
really.
that too was a lie.
So no. Okay, were you um were you humming or chanting a mantra of some sorts?
No.
That'd be
No.
epic.
Okay.
I'll keep that in mind for the next one.
That's good.
We'll
Okay,
do the hustle before our fights.
I'll stop right there, guys, because I could have gone with a lot of ways to introduce this topic, but I figured I'll go this route because I think it kind of paints a picture of where I want to get to, which is that meditation is actually simple, but we overcomplicate it. Let me repeat
Big
that. I think
facts.
meditation is really simple, but we overcomplicate it. We've all been in meditative states. You just described them. And whether you call it peace, flow, or not is just a question of vocabulary. Because I would think if we ask both of you guys right now, how far off from peace or flow was the state that you described, which you would call meditative, it's probably not that far off, even if you say it's not exactly what you think it might be. Yes or no?
Correct.
Okay. So what you also and then I want to highlight a thing that you also both describe pretty consistently, which is what I would define meditation as, which is simply bringing stillness to the mind, right? So you consistently talked about being in out of body, being in the unconscious, being or whatever. See, we're limited by words, but the definitions that we're using the words are it's kind of hitting around the same ballpark. Would you agree? Yes or no?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
definitely
Okay.
limited by words, so I definitely agree with what you're saying.
Okay, cool. So, bringing stillness to the mind, guys, you can do that in multiple different ways. There are, right now, you could probably Google a minimum of 28 different ways to meditate. Minimum 28 different ways to meditate. So, if you take nothing else, take a couple things. One of them being there's no wrong, there's no wrong way to meditate. Whether you're playing video games, doing a workout, going for a walk, going for a swim, talking to a friend, sitting still in lotus position, whether you're in Japan, Taiwan, South Korea, wherever, whatever you're doing, you can access meditative state, right? And there's no wrong way to do it, but we overcomplicate it and say, do you ever meditate? No, I don't. Well, yeah, you do. You just don't call it meditation.
Mm.
Because you think of meditation as like something somebody does in East India or China or something like that. All right. And I think we need to break that pattern of thinking because that's not true. We've all been in what you just described. Flow is meditation. Peace, as we describe it, is meditation.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is. All right. So it's been overly complicated. And then we try to, as in the West, Western science tries to then quantify it, right? As in, you must do this, and then you get this result. Guys, one thing I learned in kind of my seeking and discovery is that meditation for a particular outcome is not meditation. If you're doing meditation because you want to get somewhere or go somewhere or get a particular outcome or result or reach a particular destination, that's not meditation.
Interesting.
Are you playing video games to get somewhere? No, you're not. Right?
Yeah.
You're enjoying the process of sitting right there.
Well, now I'm pretty curious. I think for the most part, we certainly overcomplicate it. We put all these like different methodologies when for me, as simple as just zoning out and losing time on my breath is perfect, but that's just one way. I guess the part that, like, if someone goes to meditate and their intention is to become more present in the moment, to have like a more peaceful day, and if they go through their meditation and they achieve that, I mean, I guess I'm trying to get specific on your word choice or aligned. Because I guess, theoretically, if somebody goes to
Go ahead.
calm down, they achieve their intention. They achieve what they were trying to do.
Okay. Are you aligned with that?
I think so.
Okay. No disagreement here.
Why are we waiting?
I thought you had more to say, brother.
No, just
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. Well, the point I'm trying to get across is most people do not even take this on because they build it up to be something that's not in your head. I don't know how to do it. I can't sit for 10 minutes. I'm in my head. That, what I just did, is going back to that chatter in our head. And bringing stillness to the mind is literally turning that chatter off. So the very thing we are doing by doing by meditating, which is zooming out process, stopping the chatter, is the very thing that's keeping most people I talk to from even trying it.
Because they don't think they can stop the chatter.
Because of the chatter.
Because of the chatter. Okay.
Because of the chatter. And again, I sit here not telling you this as an expert, but I sit here telling you this as an observer of people, right? And consider that if we were to perhaps free ourselves from these tight bounded definitions of what meditation is, most people already meditate and they'll take it on more. They'll be like, oh yeah, I do that. I'm pretty zoned in when I play video games. Oh yeah, I do that. They'll take it on more, right? So let me pause there. Go ahead.
I was gonna say what I just picked up. It's really just a reframing of what meditation is. It's reframing that for someone so we don't overcomplicate it and think that it's some practice that is foreign to us, when technically we can get into a meditative state in many different things. We're just unaware of it.
Yeah. As we're talking about this, I wonder what percentage of people get into a meditative or flow state. Because I don't know. I don't know how many people actually find the ability to get into that state. I'm curious what you guys think. I think it may be closer to maybe like half of people actually get into flow state on a daily basis.
What do you think, Chris?
Could it be? And I don't know, but could it be that most people do get into flow state, but half of people recognize that that's what it is, right? Like, is there a time that people's minds are still, right? All of those definitions, all the things that we kind of talked about and used, wouldn't every human kind of get to that place in a day?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Now, the practice of meditation to me is cultivating that and tending to that.
Yeah.
And driving. So the practice of meditation versus entering into a meditative state, right? So I would say lots of people enter into meditative state. I see, let's say the farmer who goes out and starts to plant their seeds and they're just going about their business. The welder going about their business. The security, the lawyer who gets into writing a brief and they're just like in this place, right? The mom who just takes 5 minutes to rock the baby to sleep and is just with the baby, right? Because you guys also said something about being present, stillness of mind. So if we drop the word meditation, Are people ever present? Yeah, well, yeah, they are. Maybe not as much as they would like to be. Are people ever? Absolutely. Well, what I'm trying to get across, especially to corporate athletes, is to increase that percentage, because most of the time our mind is bah, 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 bah. Can we increase the percentage of time where the mind is loose?
Mm.
And for you, where is the place that you can start? Maybe it is with your work, right? As an artist, when you sit to draw, maybe it is that. When you sit to play music, maybe it is that. When you sit to play video games, maybe it is that. For most people, this is why people gravitate towards, in my opinion, gravitate towards TV and things of that nature. Why? Because it is a far easier way to put that mind to sleep.
Yeah. Escapism. I
Right?
believe most people run to escapism for that reason.
So I actually don't want to use that term in this particular conversation because of what the baggage that comes with that term.
The term of
Right?
escapism.
Of
Correct.
escapism? Okay.
Correct. Because I think people are seeking stillness of the mind. They're seeking, it's not, and this is like it's kind of like drugs, all drugs, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like smoking weed, right? So when I smoked weed, it was because it instantly put me in this state of calm. Instantly put me, and it may be calm for some people. It doesn't matter what the vibrational level is, right? Meditation doesn't mean you're at a low vibrational level. That's another connotation we have. You could also be at a high vibrational. Let's say you're performing and you're part of a band performing rock and roll in front of thousands and thousands of people. What do some of those artists often say? They often say, I'm more at peace when I'm in that situation than when I'm in a normal situation.
Sure.
That sounds like flow meditation of state to me.
Sure.
So people are seeking, and the world offers, right, that path to try to get to, let's say, a synthetic version of that quicker through all of these different things. And guys, when I started seeing that is when I started making more of a connection between, like, say, oh, got it. That's why food is an addiction and all this stuff is an addiction. Because if we don't fill that need, right, to calm down this freaking chatter all the time. God, I'm so freaking stressed. I just need to go watch some trash TV so I don't have to think about that stuff. God, I'm so like, it's all this, I just need to smoke a cigarette so I don't feel that stuff. God, it's so, this is my moment, blah, 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 blah. You guys see where I'm going?
Yeah, they're trying to get the same effect, but they're taking, in theory, some type of shortcut. Yes.
We all do it. We all do it. And that's what I hope the corporate athlete here can take, because typically we are in situations that require the mind to go wow, 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 wow. Or we are successful when the mind goes wow, 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 all the time. Right? Okay, I got to go this, I got to do this, and after this, I got to go do this, and then I got to talk to Kathy, and then I got to make sure these are publicized, and I got to do this, and I got to do this, and then blah, 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 blah. In corporate America, you're successful, right? You're a sharp thinker. You're quick. That has its toll as a corporate athlete. And finding moments of stillness, finding moments of peace, finding moments of flow, finding moments of meditation could be the antidote or the thing that brings harmony to us.
So, go ahead, Stu.
Okay, thanks. I like how you touched on the different vibrational levels of meditation, flow, etc. Because, I'm thinking now about like my coaching sessions one-on-one. I'm very much in that, like, let's be quick, like let's be thinking. There's a flow component as well, but that's even though the time is going by quickly, it's a very high vibrational frequency that I have to operate at to be that professional. That is not a sustainable pace. I can't always be at that level. So I do like the concept of balancing that out with like a different type of flow or meditative state of a lower vibration. that's an interesting way of looking at it.
Rena wants more moments of flow. She needs more
I'm with it.
moments. She needs more moments of flow in her life. That was actually kind of a good segue and transition. I was going to ask your question right back to you. Like, how does the corporate athlete achieve that? Right now that we kind of understand a working, I don't want to say definition, but a working understanding of like, okay, we can quiet the mind in many different ways at different times. Like, so how do we go about that process?
Yeah. I'll say, as we often say on the Good Life, the step number one is awareness. Step number one is becoming aware of what your mind is doing throughout the day. Just spend a day or two and just pay attention to it. Be like, oh, this is what's happening when I'm driving. I'm not actually driving. I'm in auto. Different type of auto. I don't even remember how I got home because I'm not actually in the seat. Right? Pay attention to that. And just pay attention to what's happening here. How many times are you or the you, whatever the you is, talking to you? Oh God, this person, blah, 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 blah. How many times are you doing that? How many times is a voice in your head that we take to be you is just going off, right? And then I would say find things that quickly that you're already wired to get you into flow state, into peace state, into meditative space. So if you already have things like that, maybe it's music, maybe it's sound, maybe it's movement, maybe it's singing, maybe it's whatever it is, maybe it's smoking weed, right? So whatever we consider good or bad, pay attention to what is the thing that puts me in that state where I feel like I'm in that, and then you can adjust as to whether you want to do more of that or less of that, right? So for me, it used to be smoking would quickly get me into creative space, into a whatnot space, right? But then over time, I was like, I don't know if I want to do more of that. If that's the main thing that gets me there real quickly, there are other side effects to that I don't particularly want anymore in my life. And I'm not necessarily saying this is a bad thing. Everybody should stop. I don't really feel that way. But what I am saying is it was something that I felt like, let me do less of that. And then let me do more of sitting down and paying attention to my breath, or walking and paying attention to my breath, or moving and doing something else that's getting me into the state. And I'm on month six now of making that switch. And at first it was tough, but now I can tell you that it's easier for me to enter into flow state in other ways, like during I've always been able to enter during movement, but it's now magnified. I can do it easier that way. I can do it easier through breath. So taking something and replacing it, right, was not easy at first. Like I just said, I would say those are my two suggestions. And third tip I would give is be kind to yourself. There is no wrong way. Like, you're not doing it wrong. Oh, I can't stop my blah, blah, blah. That's fine. The practice of is where you want to be. You want to start and never stop. There is no getting it right. If that's one of the main things I'm trying to get across to you today as a corporate athlete, guys, it's the practice, right? Why do you dance? You don't dance to get to a place. You don't dance to get to a destination. You dance to enjoy the freaking song. You dance to enjoy dancing. That's what meditation is. Meditation is enjoying the process of meditation. And the word enjoying is a little limited because whatever enjoying means to you might be different. But like, the process of doing it is just to do the darn thing. You dance just to dance. Right. So that's what the tip number 3 that I'll give here. And guys, I want to run through a couple things real quick, kind of rapid fire. You guys hit me with news and noise if you think that's nonsense or that's great, and tell me why. Quick sentence, one way or the other. So a couple things I have is research shows that 10 minutes a day of being in meditative state meditating, being in flow actually gets you 80% of the results. Just 10 minutes a day.
That's
News or noise?
news. That's news. I think that's something people should be paying attention to, right? It only takes a little bit of time to implement things that can do a ton of good work. So I think that's news.
I think I got a second news. It's an interesting idea, but it really does not take that much time throughout the day to just have a more relaxed, calm, just control over your demeanor and your vibration. So, yeah, I would say news. Don't underestimate how good you can get at it in a short period of time.
Got it. News or noise? Transcendental meditation is the best form of meditation.
Man, that's noise just because I don't even know what that word means. So I'm gonna just say that's noise. That's noise.
Stu, news or noise? Don't look it up.
I don't even know what this is. I don't
There
even
it
see.
is.
It's got to be noise to me because I've never
All
used
right.
it before.
Perfect.
What was the word again?
Transcendental.
That's clearly noise.
Yeah.
Clearly.
That's what the research actually studied, and as we know, research can be very limited. So meditation has been shown, scientifically shown in Western science to provide several benefits such as reduction of stress, control of anxiety, increased mind-body connection, increased ability to focus, reduce memory loss, improve sleep, help control pain, help blood pressure. News or noise?
That's more noise. That was just too long. I don't even know. Anything that I can't grasp right away, it's clearly noise to me. It's clearly noise.
So basically, meditation has positive health effects. That's what they're saying.
Yeah,
I guess news for somebody that's never tried it before and been able to figure it out for themselves. But noise for anyone that's spent a consistent week of meditating.
Got it. I'll give my opinion here a little bit because I think it is actually kind of news because for some people, although meditation for a particular outcome is not considered meditation by a lot of folks, maybe you add this as along with a host of other things you're trying to lower your blood pressure, to blah 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 blah, to bring you more happiness, mind body connection, and that's your gateway to the practice. Maybe that's how you start, right? However you start, at least you got there. You started and you didn't stop. So I think there's a little bit of news there for anybody that's looking for something. We're looking for a reason, perhaps, to get going. Guys, that's it for me. I have 3 recommendations for you guys to check out for further research, or not even for further research, just to is it engulf or to immerse yourself into it. An app recommendation, the Waking Up app by Sam Harris. Check that out. There's actually a link on my website that you can get a month free if you use a code. I love it. Really is. I use it almost every day. Helps me in terms of diving deeper into my meditation practice. Helps me, and I like history, and it dives into some of that stuff, which is really interesting to me. So it's really great. Book recommendation: The Miracle of Mindfulness was the first book I read about meditation, and I did not understand a word. I was like, "What is this?" And as it's one of those things where it's hard to explain how to ride a bike. You got to actually give it a shot, like Stu said. You got to get on the court. And then a person that I think has a lot of really interesting things to say about meditation is Alan Watts. If you want to tap into his talks, I think he does a really great job of relating it to a lot of different things, including religion and happiness and all of this stuff. So that's it for me.
That's awesome, man. I think there's so much value. One in those recommendations, we'll have them in the show notes. But just so much value in this conversation in general. Meditation is one of those things that's a word out there that, again, a lot of people don't understand, or we have to reframe how we think about it and how we look at it and how it can benefit us achieving and getting to our optimal self, right? The good life, right? Health, wealth, happiness, mindset, great relationships, those things, being able to practice the quietness, the stillness, the slowing down of the mind. Just think it's incredibly important. It's a great conversation to have. And again, just the reframe of how it's, how some people think about it. So I appreciate you talking about it. Stu, give your kind of takeaway for it, and then you take us home.
Word. So I think my takeaway from today is being able to discuss meditation and flow state with my clients in a different way. I really hadn't focused on kind of elaborating that they can find other ways to figure out that feeling, that flow, without just sitting down and actually meditating themselves. So I think that was my biggest takeaway. As far as the giveaway goes, for those of you that have never, ever tried meditation before, and perhaps you're just looking for some folks to like emulate or follow along, obviously could be myself. We've been doing this for a long time, but YouTube, you can find any type of meditation you want to try. We talked about getting into the arena. If you want to go try what everybody's doing, go try that. If you want to look up all the different types of things, go try it. Figure out what works for you. Just like we use different words to describe meditation, flow state, peace, you can find a different pathway that works for you to get this sensation. So there are tons of resources out there, including Headspace and Calm, those apps. But yeah, go get in there and try it out for yourself. Don't take our word for it.
Right. That's
Reading Rainbow.
Reading Rainbow. I can't. Oh, we weren't singing.
What?
Keep going, dude.
No, take us home. Take us home. Let's get off before we got canceled. Let's get off before we get canceled.
It was real close.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, guys, that's all we have for tonight. Do us a favor and go ahead and just like this video. You know, we're just gonna have to clip this, Ash, because I'm still looking up the outro. All right, so take two. That's it for us today, guys. If you like what you heard, subscribe, smash that like button below. Tune in next Monday for when this drops, and the following for another good one. And go ahead and share this with anybody you think that would love or hate it. Because all press is good press. So until next time, keep living the good life, guys.
Bam, 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 bam.
Woo!
Welcome to the good life.